Because whenever you compare, you are living in another era that is not where you are right now. And where you are right now is filled with opportunities.
Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the Mindset Mic.
Welcome to episode 2 of this free sports mindset coaching course for athletes. I hope you did your homework. If you haven't watched the other video, we're starting off with mindset, why mindset matters more than your muscles. Go watch episode 1 after this if you would like. And if you watched it, you saw that I gave you a little task, writing the fixed mindset versus growth mindset. What are the best case scenarios that you've had? And what are the not so great scenarios that you've had? What was the mindset? What was the energy? What was the thought process? All of that. Great. Now let's talk about self-doubt and overcoming self-doubt, increasing your confidence so that you can win. Self-doubt is a huge factor when it comes to mindset and sports performance. It's something that hinders many, many athletes. You wouldn't be the only one. I believe that we've all gone through it some way or another because we're human and we perform. And sometimes in that moment of under pressure or the comparison game, or there are so many factors that could be involved. What causes this? Lack of mental preparation is one. Thinking that you're in competition with others. And I know it's a big touchy factor because we are competing. When we're in sports, we're competing. Whether you are in an individual sport or you're in a team sport where there is an actual team dynamic, it's all really individual because you're always making sure that you do the best that you can for the greater good of the team. So right now we're focusing on you. We're not comparing to the other person on the other team. We're not comparing to your teammate. We're not comparing to the person that you were yesterday or the year before or the person that who you want to be. Comparison needs to end. Because whenever you compare, you are living in another era that is not where you are right now. And where you are right now is filled with opportunities. If you think about it, if there's room for improvement, there's room for improvement. If you've already improved so much, you've already improved so much. We can always get better. And comparison, that comparison game, can rob you from seeing all that you are. Instead of looking at yourself and what's ahead, you're looking to the side. And you're missing the point. If you were in the gym, bench pressing, and instead of looking up at the ceiling as we do when we bench press, and you were looking this way to see what the guy on the left or the guy on the right are doing, would that be helpful? No. If you were running a 100-meter race and the whole time what you're doing is looking sideways to see what they're doing, would that be helpful? No. You're wasting energy. You can actually hurt yourself in the process. What happens if you stay in your lane and you look at what you're doing and you become objective about your performance? And you compare yourself only to your goals in a growth mindset way, not in a what I haven't done and we're starting to, I want to invite you to develop that confidence. How do you develop confidence? So, Claudia, how do I eliminate self-doubt? Fear of failure is also a contributor to self-doubt. What if I don't make it? What if I don't win? What if I don't catch the ball? What if I don't hit the time? What if I fail? The what if, the could have, should have, would have, don't need to exist in your mind. Because with every experience that you have in the sport, it's going to teach you something. Every failed catch is going to teach you what not to do and what could be better. Every missed rep is going to teach you what to do better on the backstretch. Every time your mind got the best of you and you let somebody else pass you, you now know what you need to work on. The fear of failure doesn't exist. You are fearing not being the person that you envision you can be. But whenever you look at failure and you do the scary thing, but whenever you look at the fear of failure and you do what you are afraid of to begin with, it loses its power. You are able to look at it head on. You grab the bull by the horns and you do something about it. It's on you. Sometimes expectations also have something to do with self doubt. But my coaches, my family, my friends, I'm going to let them down. They're watching. Don't worry about that. Everybody's journey is different. I'm sure maybe you're in that family or you know the families where every person played a different sport. And you have a choice to look at the, oh man, I don't play football like my dad. I'm not a cheerleader like my mom. I'm a long distance runner. My dad was a national champion for the 200, 400. He ran the 4 by 2, 4 by 1. He ran the 4 by 4. He ran the hurdles. And he was a national champion. And for a long time, I looked at my dad and I thought I wasn't good enough because I wasn't fast like him and I couldn't jump hurdles like him. I was never even given a shot because my thing was distance running. So don't fear what others are going to say. If you have the right mindset, if you work on your mindset and you're able to have this conversation of openness with your coaches, it's going to help you grow. Instead of, I am so scared of doing this and I don't know what coach is going to say. Yes, your emotions are going to get the best of you and it's going to show. But at the same time, it's room for opportunity. At this time, I want you to think about that one moment in your sport where you let fear get the best of you. And I also want to leave you with this task to write down all the reasons why you can. Get those receipts out. Why are you good enough? What makes you equipped? Not the best of the best, not the world champion or the Olympic qualifier. No, what makes you the best that you can be? What makes you capable of going out there and doing the best that you can? Perhaps it's the fact that you've been putting in work every single day. You trained all summer. You've already improved your time from this to that. You listen to your coach. You have clear communication. You're doing great at school. You're doing great at your job, your career. What is that is happening in your life that is helping you excel? Give yourself that proof. Because whenever you write it down and you look at it, all of a sudden, you're like, it's not so bad. It's like whenever you go to a restaurant and you get the receipt, you're like, whoa, why am I paying so much for? Oh, yeah, I remember. I ordered this and I ordered that and I ordered that. And then all of a sudden it's okay. Self-doubt works the same way. When you have moments of self-doubt, remind yourself why the doubt needs to be eliminated. Because I did this and I did that and I did that and I did that and I did that. All of that. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I can handle this. And know that expectations lead to disappointment. If you have an expectation, you're setting yourself up for a disappointment. But if you approach it in a way of like, let's see what comes out of this. I always like to say, hashtag, let's see how far I can take this. You're able to shake it all off. Because it could be so great, or it could be a learning experience. Hashtag, let's see how far I can take this. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. And you're going to see how more often than not, you're going to come out on top. But you have to give yourself a chance. If you don't, you're not going to come out on top. And you're going to continue feeling the same way. I also want to introduce you to affirmations. I am capable of winning. I am capable of making X number of catches. I am capable of being a contributor to my team. I am capable of hitting my dream time of blank. I am capable of making the varsity team. I am capable of running in college. I am capable of acquiring the scholarship. Why? And you already have your seats. And in that moment, if you can't think of anything, if you can't think of anything to say in that moment, what I like to do is this: I believe in myself, I believe in myself, I believe in myself. And then, for example, if I wanted to be on a podium, 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 podium. I believe in myself, I believe in myself, I believe in myself. I remember one time, it was my last indoor cross country race when I was in college. And I was literally in a pickle. I was digging a hole. And I felt like I wasn't tired. I wasn't drained. It was just my mind. It was just this right here. And it was just eating me up. And I said, okay, just one lap at a time, one lap at a time. And I believe in myself and I believe in myself. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go get that. And I'm going to go get this. I'm going to go. And I just went and I ended up on the podium. And I beat fourth place, who was on the heat before me by 1 second. So I ran third place blindly, really. And it's been one of my best performances. I also did it on the 10K. In the 10K, I had like a really bad mental block for 10 laps in between. And I had to dig myself out of it. And I just kind of kept going like 100 meters at a time, where I was just, I'm going to go catch this person, or I'm going to go do that, or I'm going to close the gap. And you just kind of have to see what the next pour, the next tree, or what is the low hanging fruit, as they like to say. What is the closest thing that you can grab onto, but grab onto it. Don't let anything pull you back. Actually go forward. And that could be in a race, that could be in a game, that could be in anything that you do. What is the one thing that you can control right now? Just the one thing, just one thing at a time. Let's see how far I can take this. It's actually really cool whenever you do that, and you have a lot more control than you think you do. So that is going to increase your confidence. And once you do it once, you can do it again and again and again and again and again. And then confidence, listen, confidence is a choice. You choose to be confident. And as you develop it more and more and more, it's going to be a second nature thing. But you're not always born confident. It's actually that people choose to be. And that's how they choose to see themselves. And so it is your time to choose to see yourself as a confident person, a capable person who's not going to let fear get in the way. You're going to do it despite the fear, despite the fact, despite the odds. Watch me. Go do it. It's going to be phenomenal for you. In the next episode, episode 3, we're going to talk about how to train your brain. If it's already available, you're going to see it on the screen. If not, make sure you subscribe and come back in 1 week so that you can watch it whenever it's released. It's going to be a fun one. And this is where it gets exciting and you get to get in there. But for now, do your homework, get your visualization done. Make sure you keep journaling and figuring out why it is that you are the right athlete to achieve your goals. I'm sending you a big hug. Don't forget to keep being the champion of your life. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.